We're back, bitches.
Hi, bitches.
This is the third one we're recording today, and like the fifth episode this weekend.
Are you sick of us yet?
Are you tired of us? Do you still listen?
Are you tired of me?
Is anybody still out there? This is a fun one. This is a listener's episode.
This is a fun one. And you know what? This is what, our third listeners episode this year?
I think so. So thank you, everybody.
That's pretty impressive.
That is
impressive.
impressive.
Thank you for sending us your stories.
Oh, right. And welcome back to Oddities. I'm Cassie.
I'm Kelly.
And welcome back to Strange Town. You know the drill. We've got our shit in the description. Follow along. Subscribe to Patreon for a bonus episode. Only $1 a week.
A month, not a week.
Nope, a month. Just kidding. We wish it was a week.
That would be great.
You could give us $4 a month if you want. You could give us as much as you want each month, and that'd be great.
It's just as low as $1 a month.
As low. That's the bare minimum per month. Yeah. And we have a merch shop. Lots of sales all the time. So feel free to check it out. And if you want one convenient location to find all of these things, we have a website.
Yes.
Yay!
It's beautiful.
It's www.
Check it out.
Yep, www.odditiesstaystrange.com. You can also submit topics and stories like these through that website if you want, or you can email us directly, which is in our description below, as per usual. We love options. Yeah. So, I would ask how you are, but since this is our third episode today, we have, I don't think, anything left to share.
I know that I have to prep for my kids' school this week, today.
Womp,
I didn't share that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm it's just painting. It's just painting. We did a fun little craft yesterday you would love. I have to send you a picture.
You owe me pictures.
I owe you pictures. Yes, it's this fun little light up wine bottle scarecrow. They're so cute.
Yeah, I want to see all of them because Corey was getting in on that too.
Corey got in on that too. His is hilarious. Corey gets very creative. He even came up with like little overalls and like a little flannel shirt for his.
I love this.
Mine's naked. It's just a face. But like his face, I gotta be honest. I mean, it's hilarious. So you're gonna laugh when you see it. So I owe you pictures.
I can't wait.
And Odd Fam, if any of you give a shit, I can put pictures on the Instagram too.
We watched the new Guardians of the Galaxy.
Was it good?
Yes, it's on Disney.
I should check it out. Yeah,
it was good. I had a lot of WTF moments.
Yeah?
I'm not gonna lie, because I was like, better not do this to me.
Right.
And then they didn't do it to me, so it's fine.
So all's well that ends well. I used to have a big crush on Chris Pratt. And then he said those things, and now he's a dick.
Those things.
Yeah, but also they have killer soundtracks in those movies. Great music.
They have killer soundtracks in those movies, but there's also other actors that I love that are in those movies.
Oh, for sure.
That's what I came for.
That's what we came for. That's what we stay for.
Yeah.
Okay, so like we said, fun, funky, fresh listeners episode today.
Yes.
These are some of my favorite episodes to do. I love these. And thank you always to everybody who takes the time to write in, not just with topics, but with stories like these.
Yes, because they're fun and they blow our minds every single time.
They do. And so thank you for your patience to those who wrote in. We like to wait until we have like anywhere between 3 to 5 to do an episode, so it's like substantial enough. So thanks for your patience. Please know that if anybody sends in any in the future, we will get to it. It's just we like to round up some, and it takes a little time.
Yeah, and because it seems like, without a doubt, every single time we will record this, tomorrow we're going to get another listener subscription. Like
it happens. Like it just
Murphy's Law.
Big time. And it just takes a minute to build up like the bank for one of these, so to speak. So would you like to give your little disclaimer? Would you feel better?
Oh, yeah. My disclaimer. I've got dyslexia. Be patient.
Be patient. Nobody be a dickhead. She's doing her best. And she does an excellent job every episode, and we're proud of her.
Words and letters jump all over the screen for me, guys. Sorry. Deal with it.
So these listeners' episodes are... the preparation isn't as great because we've got them sitting there basically in our email. And so when we receive them, like I've said, there's been a period of time. So when we read them again, it's like the first time that we're reading them sometimes because it's been a while. So do you want to start or would you like me to kick us off? What would make you most comfortable? Okay. All right. Let's do it.
I mean, we're starting with that first one, and that's at the way bottom. So
it is.
Yeah.
We should. Yeah.
All right. So I'm starting with Michael's submission.
Hi, Michael.
Hi, Michael. Hi, gals. My name is Michael. Feel free to refer to me as such. I want to preface this story with I'm usually pretty skeptical. Look for more reasonable explanations for weird situations. I bet I've always had an interest in all things spookalabookala. Thanks for using
Love it.
Spookalabookala.
Thank you. Perfect use.
Total Shaniac?
Shaniac?
Mm-hmm. Not
Boogara. I think this is referring to those BuzzFeeds Unsolved.
Oh.
Where one's like a total believer and the other one's, I think it's Shane, and he like fucks around all the time. Love him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I think.
This is an instance of where even after a decade of it happened, I still have no idea what the cause could have possibly been. When I was in high school, I was in a tech theater, basically running lights, sounds, etc. Everything that goes into putting on a live performance besides actually performing.
First of all, here's a fun fact. I, too, was in the AV club in high school, so I did this shit, too.
So, fun fact, I did a lot of drama, but I was on stage, not doing tech.
Okay. So, we're all theater kids here in some format.
Yep.
Okay.
One day, me and two other techs I was friends with, Seth and Kyle, not their real names.
Not their real names.
Just so everyone knows.
Yep. Sorry, Seth or Kyle. Or Kyle.
We're in theater after school, and before the annual musical later that day, The Wedding Singer, if anyone cares.
Oh my God.
That's so cool.
Is that The Wedding Singer as in like the Adam Sandler Wedding Singer? Please tell me yes, because that is one of my favorite movies of all time.
That's like the greatest thing for any high school to be putting on. I just want to throw that out there.
Why is every high school not doing that? Solid choice.
Really, though.
Like, such a solid choice. Gosh,
I think I'm going to watch that today now. Anyways.
I'm going to.
Tangent.
Yeah, okay. We're back.
It's important to note that the three of us were the only ones there. It wasn't uncommon for techs and actors to hang out on performance days as long as we behaved ourselves. Seth had went off somewhere to do something. It's been a decade, so I don't remember what.
That's okay.
And Kyle had decided to pull a prank on him.
Oh.
He would hide in the little stairwell area leading up to the booth, which is where the lights and sound music was done during the shows. And Seth came back. I casually led him to the door to the stairwell that Kyle was hiding so he could jump out and scare him. When he heard us outside the door, Seth came back. I started talking to him and casually leading him to the hiding place just to see Kyle jump out prematurely. He looked spooked, so I assumed a spider got him or something. When we got to him, he told us he heard someone upstairs. I reiterate this three of us were the only ones there. I assumed he was messing with us, trying to get me as well as Seth. He told us that he wasn't joking, so I went into the stairwell and recreated the situation he was in. I sat at the bottom of the stairwell with all the lights off by myself. After a couple of minutes, I heard what Kyle was talking about. Footsteps, clear, distinct, unmistakable, up the stairs in the booth. I ran upstairs. I could find no source of the sound. I was shooketh.
Dude, same. I would have been shooketh big time.
Must have been one of the ghosts that haunt the theater.
And that's it. Thank you, listener Michael. That is Spookalabookala.
I have to say, so I was like in this theater club when I was younger.
Okay.
And there was a specific small stairwell. We were all convinced it was haunted.
Dude.
We heard footsteps and there was nothing around.
And we've talked about this. I think just literally every theater. It's just like
haunted.
It's like a prerequisite. In order to be a theater, it has to be haunted, like the end.
Yep.
And I'm not talking like movie theaters, although I think that's the case sometimes for that too. But just like
stage theaters.
Stage theaters, production theaters, I'm still caught up on the fact that they did The Wedding Singer. Fucking snaps. Great choice.
I want to see that. I want to see a bunch of high schoolers put on The Wedding Singer.
The way I would watch that shit, so one day, if my
So
kids
quickly.
participate in theater, I'm going to find a way to recommend that, and they have to do it at the end.
Done.
I mean, yeah, like, even if my kids aren't, I'll still go watch that shit. Support, community support, whatever.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Listener Michael, that was Spooky Scary Skeletons. Very spookalabookala.
Spooky, scary skeletons coming down your spine.
So yeah, thank you so much. That was a good one.
Thank you. And thank you for being patient, because I think you were Murphy's Law and you sent that right after we had...
I think we did another one, yeah.
Yep.
Thanks for your patience. And 100%, if I was the dude hiding in the stairwell and I heard some footsteps upstairs knowing nobody was in there, my ass would have jumped out early. Later. Bye. So, and you know what I'm happy about is not only did that guy experience it, but then the other two went in and they experienced the same thing. That's like some cred, you know? I feel that's some cred. So, very cool. I have another one. This is from listener Charlie Chestnut. They, them.
Love the name.
They, them pronouns. We're going to respect these while we're reading. So, hey there. That's not me greeting them. This is how it starts. Hey there, voices of Strangetown. That's us. We're the voices of Strangetown. I discovered your podcast while looking for cryptid podcasts and immediately fell in love. I've been binging it for the last 6 months, making my otherwise dull accounting job bearable. We're so glad we could keep you company.
That's what we're here for.
We love that. So to start, I gotta ask, is it stick bugs or stink bugs? I can answer this. It is stink bugs, as in smelly, like
Stinky.
Stink bugs. I hate them. And I thought I was in the clear.
I can't tell you how many times I've been on the phone with Cassie when she has come face to face with a stink bug.
I hate them, and I've grown a whole arsenal in terms of ways to kill them. Anyway, also, whenever you two go, flames, I think of this picture. So you guys are aware, the picture that is attached is the Elmo with the fire background, and I love that. But we are referring to Clue, but I love that. The other thing is that starting your podcast this year and hearing you get excited for your wedding, knowing COVID was coming, hurt. Yes, that hurt me too, and it was sad, but it's okay. All's well that ends well. Lastly, I wanted to clear something up about Washington State. The story that you got from listener Sean about the Washington spooks. A guy in the middle of nowhere with a flashlight shotgun is just Washington. The state is mostly rural outside of Seattle. Good to know. Not a recommendation. Look into the Pacific Northwest tree octopus. Really funny. Accidental hoax. Consider it added to the list. But now for a story of their own. When you live in the Pacific Northwest your whole life, camping is just like a thing you do. With so much of Western Washington being wooded, hilly, and green, you can walk into your backyard and find a beautiful scene, especially if you live in Snohomish. Snohomish, yes, I said that right. Or Skagit County. Both are nestled along beautiful rivers. This is relevant because I lived on the Snohomish, which has a north and south fork that are known for their beautiful campgrounds. My two friends and I had decided in the first week of September that we'd take our annual camping trip. I was prepared to go to one of the Two Forks campgrounds. By the way, love Forks because it's Twilight every time. And every time I think of Twilight, I think of that really annoying song where it's like, ha, 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 ha. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
That's all I hear. And then it's...
Mom and Dad went to Forks at the peak of Twilight.
God bless.
And they got me yoga pants with Bite Me across the ass.
Oh my God, choice. You know what? This is unrelated, but we have a bakery near us that's so good. It's called the Pennsylvania Bakery, and they have a pair of sweatpants, and it's got pictures of two cinnamon rolls on the ass. The way I want a pair of those so badly. Any hoozles. Excuse me. Sorry. The Two Forks campgrounds. I'm back. But my one friend had a different idea. Being Labor Day weekend. Oh my God, this is so fitting because it's Labor Day today when we're recording this. Being Labor Day weekend and one of the sunniest weeks of the year, the campgrounds were like packed with families trying to squeeze out like one last weekend before school started the following Tuesday. My friend decided that we'd take a drive into the foothills of Pilchuck and stake our claim at a random spot in the woods. It took some driving and exploring, but we found this nice spot up the hill from a large stream or small river, which was perfect, as I could fish from it for fresh fish to fire cook. Yum. They don't say yum in their email. That's just a side note for me. But yum. We spent much of the first day exploring the area, which was a huge escape I needed. Just me and the 100-foot tall evergreens. At the time, we had all just turned 21, so of course we planned to get rip-roaring drunk. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
All day, every day.
All day long, baby. That night, we passed the whiskey around while flame-cooking hot dogs and s'mores, listening to the sound of crickets, trees, and the occasional sounds of distant coyotes hunting. That sounds like idyllic, aside from the whole concept of camping and sleeping on the ground.
I was about to say you and camping.
But like the rest of it sounds great, like a great time, and I'd be here for it. When we'd had our fill of charred food, of charred food and cheap liquor, we all retired to our places. Those two had packed tents with sleeping bags, and I had packed just a hammock that I strung up and a thermal blanket. Oh my God, brave. There was no chance of rain, so I didn't really feel the need for a tent. Even though looking back, it would have provided at least a small illusion of extra security between me and the outside. True. I woke up some time later with the need to relieve myself from the liquor, but when I woke up, I was extremely unsettled. I could not get myself to get out of my hammock. I just felt this dread. It took me several minutes to pick out what it was that did this. It was silent. No sounds of bats or crickets, no wind through the trees, not even the murmur of the distant stream, only the slight sound of my friend's snores. You know the feeling you get when you piss someone off and you can just feel the daggers of their eyes, even if you're not looking at them? That was the feeling I had in that moment. Suddenly, relieving myself wasn't really a concern of mine. And all I could do is stay there in my hammock, unmoving. Just across the stream, on the other side, was the opposite hill that the stream flowed between. And from there I heard it. It was a coyote's yelp, but not. It sounded like a person trying to imitate a coyote. Spooky. I didn't move. Skin crawler. I didn't move for what felt like hours until the eventual return of cricket chirps signaled safety. I slowly got out of the hammock, I emptied my bladder, and got to fall back asleep. I never mentioned this to either of them, as at the time I thought maybe it was a drunken dream. It wasn't until the drive home, when my friend who has insomnia problems mentioned that he never wanted to camp there again, that I felt the rock in my gut. 5 years later, I still have no idea what it was. It didn't match any stories about any Sasquatch, and skinwalkers aren't really a thing around here, at least as I'm not aware. I choose to believe that there was someone else in the woods, but that doesn't explain the deafening silence. All in all, thanks for the entertainment. Keep rocking and stay strange. Charlie Chestnut, new Strange Town resident. First of all, welcome, Charlie Chestnut. We love it.
Yes. Also, maybe not deer?
Maybe the not deer. I don't know. Yeah, maybe it was the not deer. That's a good... I don't know. Do they hang out? I can't remember if they hang out in the Pacific Northwest, but I kind of feel like they're just like out and about in the woods being not deer.
Yeah.
So like, maybe.
I'm thinking my money's on not deer or really a skinwalker.
Yeah, like, I mean, I thought of skinwalkers right off the bat, but I know that those are more common, I think, in like, gosh, where is Skinwalker Ranch? Is it Utah or is it like New Mexico? I don't know, somewhere like in that region. But like, why can't they make their way over there?
I say it like I've seen them.
We had them.
Skinwalkers in Idaho, in the area that I was living, and that's not far from Washington.
Okay, yeah. So, I mean,
like,
you never know. Could have made it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Listen, skinwalkers, I think, can make their way anywhere. So that would be like my money.
Really, yeah.
Regardless, it's freaky. Also, Charlie,
we're just glad you made it out.
No disrespect, but maybe don't just string up a hammock next time. You're a brave soul.
Saved their butt.
Dude, the way there would have been spiders all over that shit, hell no. That's a big hell no for me. You're brave. Holy cow. That is spooky. I think I probably would. That's like an adult diaper moment.
I'm loving this adult diaper moment for you.
Like on a scale of 1 to frightening, we're beyond frightening and we're at adult diaper territory, I think. That's how the scale works. I don't make the rules. Yeah. So
I love this scale.
Right? It's an accurate one, I think. Like I think it's functional.
Yeah.
It's fun, funk, and fresh. So thank you so much for taking the time to write in and of course for listening.
Write us in.
Yeah. That was wild. I don't know what to tell you. I'm like you, I'd like to try and come up with some kind of an explanation for this, but I got nada. I'm thinking
we're just really glad you made it out.
Yeah, I'm glad it didn't
tell the story.
It didn't come get you or whatever. Like, yeah. And then the crickets came back. Where you guys go? You guys have fucking abandoned them. Rude. Fucking crickets. Anyway, should we on to the next one?
Chirp, chirp. Yep.
Chirpity chirp chirp. Jiminy crick crick. All right.
Our next one is from listener Hannah.
Hi,
Hello, Hannah. Just jumping right in. Hey there.
Hey there.
Firstly, love y'all's podcast. I'm not super far in yet, so I'm not sure if you've done anything about fairies, but I got 2 stories for you. They're a little long though, so sorry about that in advance.
Quite all right.
Sorry, Hannah.
Quite all right.
We love long stories.
We do.
So when I was little, I was just getting into cryptid folklore, and I was absolutely obsessed with fae and fairies. Naturally, I decided I wanted to try and find them. I went to two different websites and finally found a chant poem thing.
Okay.
Apparently, I was supposed to summon fairies to whoever reads it. My aunt, being the amazing supportive person she is, was like, sure, let's do it, and went with me to go do a silly little ritual.
Hell yeah. We love support.
A supportive, yeah.
We love it.
We love a supportive adult.
Yes.
So it's like, yes, let's do it.
Let's fucking summon some fairies, bitch. Let's do it.
She lived on a property that had a waterfall, so obviously we figured that was the best place to try and summon fairies. So we marched on out there and read off the little chant and had printed out. What was wild was after we read the summoning spell, we looked up and there in front of us was absolutely absurd amount of butterflies that had not been there before. The waterfall itself started as a shallow creek that went down into a small waterfall, so I was able to safely walk across the rocks as I often would to harass tadpoles and find cool rocks.
Same. Okay. Like you do.
Well, in this case, I couldn't do that without stepping on a butterfly. Because when I say an absurd amount, I mean that every semi-dry area across the water was covered. Our minds were blown, to say the least.
That's pretty wild.
Really cool.
That is cool.
I would love to see that, an absurd amount of butterflies.
I mean, I wouldn't because butterflies scare me, but love the vibe.
Really?
Have you ever seen a fucking butterfly up close? Those bitches are fucking freaky.
I love butterflies. This coming from the woman who's obsessed with Mothman?
Listen, Mothman's his own thing. We love him. It's butterflies up close. I could check it out from afar. Like if I was standing there and just saw them hanging out, like that's cool. But I hate them. One time I went to like a butterfly like conservatory with my friend, and it was my own personal hell.
Okay, duly noted.
Okay, so now we all know. Okay. But I love this.
Now we know. I had no idea. You learn something new every day about your best friend.
The story is still really cool, though. Still thrilled to hear it. Carry on.
Years later, she called asking for the chant that we did because she wanted to try it with her granddaughter. Sadly, I don't have it or remember what it was. And honestly, knowing what I do know about Faye, I probably wouldn't have given it to them anyways.
Oh, okay.
If it wasn't a coincidence, if fairies do happen to be real, and if that's what showed itself to us that day, I'm just glad they were in a good mood.
Same.
The second story I have has to do with fairies that happened shortly after this. This one I never told anyone because even as I'd say around 6-year-old kid, I decided it was probably my imagination. I had always found my aunt's house magical, so of course this happened there again. That's kind of cool.
That's cool.
Because
the aunt's house is where it's at.
Yeah, the aunt's house is where it's at.
Yeah, this is shit. This is a good time. All right.
After the after the butterfly experience, I tried my best to get something like that to happen again, but it never did. My heart was absolutely sure this stuff was real, but I was confused why the spell worked, but hadn't again. I spent a lot of time outdoors, running around forests, exploring the waterfall with supervision. That's important.
Good distinction.
And making potions out of wild strawberries, grass, so anytime I was alone, I was looking for those god dang fairies.
Those fucking fairies. We're looking for them.
One day I was getting pretty disheartened about everything and decided to dramatically lay down on the porch, rethinking everything. I remember closing my eyes because it was bright outside, and simply soaking the sun. Only opening my eyes when I was getting too warm and thought it was best to go inside. When my vision cleared, I remember seeing what I thought was a red wasp right above my face.
Well, the hell?
That's horrifying.
That. The way I would have fucking backhanded that shit and been out of there so quickly.
There's a theme to this story, you guys. Cassie does not like bugs.
I don't do bugs.
Not this story. This whole episode.
That's the theme of the episode. No to bugs. Red wasps. Get the fuck out of here.
Well, I've always been...
Well, I've always been terrified of bugs. Same. Same.
Well, I've always been terrified of bugs, so I scrambled to get up, absolutely freaking out, about to scream for my aunt to come save me. For some reason, I couldn't bring myself to call out to her, but instead got a little closer to the bugs.
Nope.
I'd never seen anything like them. They definitely weren't wasps, and I couldn't recognize them as bugs that I've commonly seen outside, let alone close to the house. When I got closer, I saw that they had weird tiny faces.
Spooky.
What?
Spooky.
Nope, not a bug. Faces. Not a bug.
Not bug faces.
Not bug faces, blah. But human-like faces. But not quite human. It didn't give me happy feeling like butterflies. This time it freaked me out like they had some sort of mischievous intent that I didn't appreciate. Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Gross. Yeah.
I finally decided to run inside. I headed straight for my drawing station and drew pictures of these things so I'd never forget what they looked like. I haven't. Yeah, I wouldn't either.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. That sounds like a fucking horror show.
Yep. After that, I never saw bugs like that again or any signs of fairies, and I stopped looking.
Probably
same.
Yeah, probably a good call.
Now that I'm in my 20s, I figured that the butterflies were a weird coincidence and the red bugs were due to a child's overactive imagination. Over the years, I've also adapted to the attitude of better safe than sorry about this stuff, if so you won't catch me doing chants in the woods anytime soon. Stay strange, Hannah.
Thank you, Hannah. That's fucking freaky.
Yeah, no, same. I'm not going to do some chanting in the woods.
Yeah, I mean, chanting in the woods is, I think, in general, like, maybe let's not do that. Fairies or otherwise. Yeah. Let's maybe just, like, not hang out in the woods and chant. But like, love that your aunt was so supportive of this shit.
Yeah, I want to, like, say that again. I love that your aunt was so supportive.
I also want to hear more
your
about
interests.
Yeah, I want to hear more about why you think her house is a magical place. Like, did some other shit happen? Tell us.
Yeah. Also, do you think maybe your aunt is a witch? And I mean that in a nice way.
In, like, a good way? Yes.
Yeah. Like, is she a cottagecore witch? Please.
Tell us, yes. Let us know. And can we hang out with her? Very cool story, though.
Yeah.
A child...
Except for the part that a red wasp
with a human
fairy
face
thing was in your face. That's not
big
cool.
No.
Sorry that happened
big
to you.
No. Glad to have met a fellow, like, insect hater. Though.
Yeah, I kind of love that I paused, was like, the theme of this episode is Cassie hates bugs. Next line.
Next line. I've always been terrified of bugs. Same. Wow. Listen, I don't know what to say. I'm personally not a believer in, like, fairies and, like, that type of thing. But, like, I'm certainly not going to, like, hate. And I think, it is possible there is such a thing as a very active child's imagination. Regardless, if you believe you saw what you saw, like, I believe you. That shit sounds wild. And if
Sounds terrifying.
And if for some reason this is a product of evolution, what the fuck and why? This isn't necessary.
Thanks.
We don't need wasps with near human faces. No. No, we don't.
That makes my tummy hurt.
Yeah, that makes me ill. That's wild. That's some crazy spookalabookala stuff. Thank you for sharing that. And again, kudos to your aunt. This is we're coming in hot with our last one for this time around.
Woohoo.
This is from my coworker Ryan. Thank you
Hi,
so
Ryan.
Hi Ryan. Thank you so much for listening. We're in your ears. Now you get to listen to me outside of work too. Isn't that fun?
Ha ha.
Ha ha. So Ryan starts with, hi Cassie and new friend Kelly.
Hello.
At Cassie. I figured I would email you here instead of bothering you at work.
Joke's on you. Now Cassie's bothering you outside of work.
Yeah. How the turntables have. First of all, you're never a bother at work, but it's cool. You guys are my new favorite podcast. Yee! Thank you so much. I started listening with the Glen Tavern Inn and Black Star Canyon episode. That was a fun one.
That was a fun one.
Because
that was a wild one.
Yes, Eddie says, because I've been to the inn and I used to live super close to the canyon.
That's wild.
What a combo. For his background. Anyway, y'all mentioned you wanted to hear if any listeners have been to places you cover. So, when we were at the Glen Tavern Inn, my mom said she felt someone tug on her purse. But when she turned around, no one was there. Ooh. He literally wrote out, oh. So I anticipated that as, ooh, like we needed to do the sound effect, you know? Anyway, probably an Old West thief. Hell yes, you're probably right.
Probably right. Needed some money for gambling.
Dude, big time.
Yep.
This is the one where there's the cowboy and then there's also the saloon girl, right?
Yep. The cowboy was specifically probably killed due to his gambling. So
there you go. He's just trying to get some money. We're just trying to play some cards. Anyway, I never went into the Black Star, but I did hike in other canyons near there, and I would come across a lot of Blair Witchy stick figures hanging from the trees. No! Did you take one? Ryan, if you took one, you need to share that.
Let us know.
Please let us know. Please message me at work.
Now.
Okay. So, HR, if you're listening, we're not talking about this at work, I promise. One more small connection I made with this episode. You mentioned La Llorona, and I dressed as her a few Halloweens ago, complete with Victorian-style morning dress, veil, and sound effects. Halloween is the best.
We need photos.
He sent a video.
Shut up.
Go into this email chain. It is amazing. He crushed it. Snaps for Ryan. Way to go. Love that you dressed as La Llorona. Prime choice. Fantastic. And he says, sorry for the long message. Just super excited about your spooky podcast. Thank you, Ryan. Isn't it so good?
Oh my God.
Isn't it so good? Did you watch it?
I'm going to watch it now.
He screamed.
Shut up. This is amazing. It's going to be in the episode.
Did your microphone pick it up? Tell me yes.
Yes.
I'm thrilled. It is so good. Ryan, if we have your permission, can we share that? Can we share that on Instagram? But anyway, thank you for writing it. It's crazy to me that you not only visited the Glen Tavern Inn, but then you casually lived near the Black Star Canyon.
Yeah, just
and then
casual.
Just casually hiked in the areas around it and found Blair Witch stick things. I love that so much for you. That's awesome.
This is amazing.
If you came across one of those stick things, would you take it? Because I would take it.
No, I'd leave things alone.
Oh, see, and my happy ass would be like, take, this is cool. I'm going to hang this on my Christmas tree this year. Nature's ornaments, baby.
No, I'm very much on the side of leave it alone.
Don't touch it. Me, I'm like, touch. Wow. This was
wild.
Such a fun listeners episode. I loved
it.
Again, thank you so much to everybody who takes the time to write in and share this stuff. You guys are great. Also, everybody writes super well. I love the way that they share the stories. So good. So yeah, if anybody has any other stories or any other listeners who haven't taken the plunge to write in yet, please feel free to do so. Our email is oddities.talk@gmail.com. Or again, you can visit our new website, fill out the contact form, and we'll get it to our email.
Yep.
And that's odditiesstaystrange.com. And these just bring me so much joy. I love these.
Me too. I love this because I feel like we're like
connected.
Really connected with our listeners.
Yes. You know what the best part is like, I don't really know the overwhelming majority of our listeners, and I feel like they're friends.
Yeah.
Yes. Isn't that so nice?
When we say Odd Fam, it really feels like
the Odd
it's not
Fam.
Just a cute nickname. Like we mean it, family.
We love you.
We do. Virtual hugs, friends and
Virtual
family.
hugs, everybody. And of course, until next time,
stay strange.